Westport, Connecticut. A glittering gem on the east coast of our United States. But I've lived here for 17 years, and how much do I really know about this town? I decided to find out.
We have the cutest little main street with all these locally owned artisan mom and pop shops. And there's plenty of parking. You can basically park wherever the heck you want.
And if you want to go to a mall or a movie, you can just drive to another town.
Westport may be the 9th wealthiest town in the United States, but its residents represent a broad range of socioeconomic backgrounds.
Oh, absolutely. I have met people from all walks of life here. Hedge fund managers, stockbrokers, even the occasional financial advisor.
Westport was not always called Westport. In 1693, the white settlers who displaced the Native Americans here called their settlement Bankside, presumably because they were early hedge fund managers. Today, Westport is a thriving town of families, drawn here by the nationally ranked schools.
Oh, the schools here are outstanding, a real priority for the town. When one of our middle schools had a mold problem, they had it cleaned out and ready for students inside of 3 years.
Children and adults alike enjoy annual events like the Halloween Parade, the Westport Dog Festival, and the national chowder competition known as Chowder Fest. Of course, the pandemic canceled all that, but that doesn't stop Westport from having them over video chat.
So it's really just so thick and creamy. It just smells so good. I wish you could taste it. It's just, damn it.
But for many here, the crown jewel is the Westport Library, the closest thing the town has to a true meeting place.
Oh yeah, the library is amazing. It has a recording studio, podcasting studio, makerspace, 400-seat performance space, a cafe.
And books.
And what?
You know, books, because it's a library.
Oh, I think they used to have those.
The library is our port in a storm, and I mean that literally. Every time the power goes out in Westport, the library is where you can go to get heat, power, and Wi-Fi.
And how often does that happen?
Oh, only when there's a superstorm or a hurricane, like in 2016. And in 17, 2018, 2019, and definitely 2020.
You know, I'm glad I went on this little quest to get to know my hometown. I feel like now I'm in a better position to take advantage of all Westport has to offer. I don't know, man. I think I killed it. I think that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if it needed that crack about not having books at the library.
But you did when you renovated. You put all the books in the basement.
It's not the basement, it's technically the Riverwalk.
Not if you come in from the parking lot. You go downstairs.
Guys, we're live.
Oh, geez. All right. Good evening and welcome to the first ever, and we sincerely hope the last ever, all virtual Westport Library fundraiser. I'd like to begin by introducing my co-host, Westport Library Director, Bill Harmer.
And this is CBS Sunday Morning correspondent and Westport B-list celebrity David Pogue.
Tonight we'll be your hosts for the Westport Library Show of Shows, an evening of entertainment and housekeeping and silliness, starring some of Westport's most famous and infamous residents.
But before we begin our great experiment in virtual teleportation, it is my honor, in fact my contractual obligation, to introduce the board president, Ian Bruce.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Bill. I'm Ian Bruce. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees of the library, and I'm delighted to welcome you here tonight to our show of shows. We're here for two important reasons. One, to entertain you, give you a couple of laughs. But number two, and even more important, to raise some money for the library so that we can continue to deliver our services to everyone in the town of Westport. That's what's in my wallet, and here's why. The Trev's Forum. broadcasting room, the video control room, Justin Paul recording studio, the makerspace, the cafe, quiet conference rooms, the Siegel Family Children's Library. Anything you're looking for. Call for my car.
Tonight we'll be doing something that we couldn't do if you were all actually here in person. We'll be hopping from home to home among some of Westport's most notable citizens.
Our first stop tonight is the home of Jim Marpy.
Most of you probably think of Jim Marpy as Westport's first selectman, which is kind of like a high-rent way of saying mayor. But what you may not realize is that he's also famous for his wine collection.
So let's go to Jim now, speaking to us, not quite live, from his wine cellar. Jim?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Marpy, First Selectman of the town of Westport, and it's a real honor to be speaking to all of you tonight to help kick off the Westport Show of Shows as we celebrate Westport's extraordinary library and as we reach out to the community to assure its ongoing support. I hope many of you recall the fun library promotion based on what various individuals really like to focus on, what they geeked on, and how the library was able to support that geek. Well, I happen to geek wine. There was a large poster in the old library testifying to that, and that caused a lot of people to be curious about my wine cellar, which is why I chose to give my comments this evening in front of it. Frankly, some of those folks would probably like to sneak into my cellar and take a bottle or two, but fortunately, I've been very careful about who gets to see it or even who gets to taste my wine. Maybe the library should think about adding wine to its collection. The town of Westport continues to be one of the best places to live in the tri-state area. While we have a multitude of great resources deserving of accolades, such as our schools, beaches, golf course, performing and visual arts, one of the most valued treasures is the Westport Library, which has recently undergone a major transformation project led by the executive director and my good friend, Bill Harmer. After the transformation project's ribbon cutting in June of 2019, the library quickly became the hub of community activity. Our library was filled with students, entrepreneurs, small business people, and nonprofit groups of all kinds. Large numbers of meetings were taking place in every part of the library, from the meeting and conference rooms to the forum, the cafe, and other locations throughout the building. The library's collection is larger than ever, evolving to match the changing ways in which the community is using it. While physical books are still popular, some people are choosing digital and audio books. Our transformed library and an emerging media center are an amazing example of what a creative public-private partnership can accomplish. Building on the investment made in video and recording studios, the library will provide the Westport community with exceptional new learning opportunities for everyone. And we've only begun to scratch the surface of its potential as our local de facto university and as a world-renowned library of the future. Unfortunately, in March of 2020, COVID-19 shut down the library, but only physically. Bill and his staff quickly regrouped and began providing virtual programs for both children and adults and increased their digital collection to support the new demand. The library essentially never shut down and is currently in the process of fully reopening. But COVID did more than change how the library operates. It caused the cancellation of its major fundraising event booked for the evening, which the library relies on to raise funds for operational and programming needs. But this is Westport. When we have extraordinary challenges, we come together and face them and support each other. Please enjoy, and thank you for your support of this invaluable town treasure, the Westport Library.
Harmer! Bill? Bill Harmer?
Hey, Andrew. How you doing?
Good. What's up with you?
Oh, you know, just carrying a box of wine.
Well, I don't want any part of that, sorry.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's a nice car you got here.
Yeah, it does the job.
You know you got a big scratch back here?
Get out.
It looks really bad.
Thanks. What the hell?
Look at this.
Someone scratched my...
Look at that. Look at that thing.
What? What's going on here? Where did I park? Hey! Hey! Harmer!
David, I got the wine, and I got a Porsche, too!
So what do you think of Marpy's wine?
You know, I've had better.
Tell you what, it's no Boone's Farm.
Seriously.
Hi all, Greg Naughton.
Kelly O'Hara Naughton here.
We are proud supporters of the Westport Public Library. It is a tremendous amenity that comes with just being a resident of this town.
And it is more than a library, it is a community center.
Indeed, it is. I mean, the most recent power outage, people were all out there in the parking lot, they were providing free Wi-Fi.
But it's not free.
It's not free.
They need your support.
They need your support and our support, and I hope you guys will join us in supporting the Westport Public Library. What a great thing.
Well, hello, Westport Library. It was just this past January that I was there with you in your beautiful, gleaming library in conversation with Westport favorite son, Jeff Pegues. Why isn't he running for something right now? And I had such a great time. I know it was just this past January, but in Corona years, that's like 10 years ago. I hope you're having a great time tonight with Master MC David Pogue, who I hope is playing the piano and singing and fixing global warming. The guy can do it all. Please support the Westport Library. And I'm sorry that I look kind of grubby right now, but this is my behind the scenes look.
Hi, James Naughton here to sing the praises of the Westport Library, which is the heart and soul of our community. And isn't it nice to know that our community has a heart and soul? They have concerts there in a room that seats 400 people. They have a film festival there. There are job search work teams that work out there and book chats. They have guest speakers, famous authors like E.L. Doctorow and Ron Chernow. They come there and they talk to the people and they let you know what they're thinking and what they're working on. It's really wonderful. There is such a thing as Cyber Toddler Time. Last month, former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO, General Wesley Clark, was there to speak. There's such a thing as a therapy dog Zoom. And who among us doesn't have a dog that could use a little therapy?
So how's your fundraising shindig going?
I'll tell you what, it's going great. I even got Miggs Burroughs to participate.
Miggs Burroughs, noted Westport artist, creator of everything from U.S. postage stamps to Time magazine covers, the Westport flag and public schools logo?
That Miggs Burroughs. In fact, I even got him to solicit letters of support from the public for this fundraiser.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And are people actually sending him letters?
That's what I'm told.
Good morning, First Selectman's office.
Hi, Jim. It's Miggs. Miggs Burroughs. Hi, Frederick. It's Miggs Burroughs. The artist. Your friend. Hey, Trace. It's Miggs. Your brother. I do the podcast with you, Miggs. Bill Harmer at the library asked me to contact you to get a letter of support. Look, Frederick, the library's asked me to solicit a letter, a simple letter of support. Trace, I need a letter to support the library. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Miggs, mail's in.
Bill's gonna be so happy. Look at all these letters. This is so great. Oh my God, look at this. I can't wait to... What were they thinking? This isn't a letter, it's a letter. What? What's going on? This one's gotta be a letter. Oh my, this is crazy. They're all letters. No more letters. Just support the library.
So let me get this straight. You shot and edited that entire video just to land one lame pun about letters?
What do you want from me? This is an all volunteer effort.
All volunteer? As in, well, I did like getting to see the insides of people's homes.
Well then, you're gonna love this next segment. Bill Davey is Westport's famous restaurateur. He's the owner of The Welk, Cowanee, and Don Memo. Victoria Can is the author and illustrator of the famous Pinkalicious book series.
And together, they're...
Let's see.
Butter.
It's just not working. This book does not work. Forget it. Victoria Can.
Bill Davey? Well, these cupcakes are Pinkalicious.
Wow. Pinktastic. You know, Victoria, I really struggled making these out of your cookbook.
I can't believe that. You're such an incredible chef. How could that be?
Don't know. I think I did everything right. I added sugar and flour and butter.
You know
could I be
what?
missing? What?
You did not put in pink love.
Pink love?
That's what makes cupcakes delicious.
Wow, okay.
Let's put the cupcakes on the stand.
Yeah, let's do it. This is a beautiful stand. Can we find your books at the Westport Library?
Yes, unless they're checked out. Hey, do you have a book?
No.
Oh.
Well, that was super fun. Although it did leave me feeling both a little hungry and like I have pink eye.
You mean you couldn't have put your phone in airplane mode for the library's big night?
No. You're gonna like this. You know who this is? It's Justin Paul, Staples graduate and Oscar winner, composer and lyricist of La La Land, The Greatest Showman, and on Broadway, Dear Evan Hansen. Here, check this out.
Hey, I'm Justin Paul, and I am a lifelong Westport Library fan and supporter. I hope you're a supporter too. I have so many wonderful memories as a kid of the library and of the chances I got to go there and run up to the second level and explore the books and explore the stacks and see what I could find and dig into. And now I get to do that same thing with my kids whenever I'm in town. We bring them to the library and they have such an incredible time. And I'm also so proud to be affiliated with the recording studio there, which provides opportunities for young people and all kinds of people to explore themselves as recording artists and as musicians. I'm so proud of that. And I'm so proud of this organization. I hope you will support it. I hope you will stand with the library as they provide so many necessary resources for the Westport community and a real home for the Westport community as well. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Michael Bolton, a resident of Westport. My girls and I have had the good fortune to spend a great deal of time in our wonderful library. The amazing library transformation project was completed over a year ago. Then COVID struck. With the lost revenue and added expenses, they need our help. So I'm asking you, my fellow Westporters, to make a financial contribution to the Westport Library to sustain this amazing resource. Thank you.
Hi, this is Chris France from Talking Heads and Tom Tom Club, giving a big shout out to the Westport Library. A great place, love the new media rooms. Tina and I are very fond of the Westport Library. Cheers.
Well, that was very gracious of Justin Paul.
Yeah, well, after all, we did name the recording studio after him.
Yeah, and you know what else? It's kind of like he's a little bit of the DNA of the old Westport, the writers, artists, and musicians colony.
Including our next guest, Juilliard-trained international recording artist and pianist Frederick Chu.
He's a piano player?
You know Frederick.
Yeah, I know, but I'm right here.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm a piano player. I've been called gifted.
Oh, by your parents?
Among others.
All right, let's see what you got. Ladies and gentlemen, Frederick Chu.
Hi, this is Will Shorts, crossword editor of the New York Times. I've been helping run the annual Westport Library crossword contest every year since the start in 2000. It's the largest and longest running library puzzle event in the country. I love attending it because of the people. They are smart, interesting, well-read, funny people, a great group to hang out with. You know, the Westport Library provides exceptional programming year-round. It nurtures young minds and encourages a lifelong love of learning across generations. Thanks for your generous support.
Hello, Jane Green here, from across the pond actually. I'm over in London for the next year researching my new book. Very sorry that I can't be in Westport right now, and delighted to be able to take part in this. I've written many books actually at the library, was planning on writing this book at the Westport Library until COVID. One of my favourite memories, well, I love everything the library does. I loved Books for the Evening where where the young Mr. Robards played a Warburg, who I think was my husband's great uncle, and he did it with a very strong German accent that was perhaps even worse than my German accent, and I got great pleasure out of that. I am sorry that we can't be there. We're so lucky to have the library. Please show your love for the library today, because your support will help the library provide exceptional programming, nurture young minds, and it will also help people like me have a place to write. So thank you. I miss you all terribly.
Okay, folks, we are halfway through. We're having a good time, and we hope that you're having a good time too. Remember why we're really here, though. We're here to raise money for the library. So please make a contribution.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Orlovsky. You know, my connection to the library is one that's very present right now. I've got 4 children, 3 8-year-old boys that are triplets and a 4-year-old daughter. And my memory of the library is one that I kind of experience every day. My kids are very much so in the process of just falling in love with learning, falling in love with reading. And so I want to ask you today to show your love and support for the library. That support and love will help the Westport Library put on exceptional programming. It's going to nurture a bunch of young minds, and it's really going to help encourage a lifelong love of learning. So help the Westport Library with your support and your love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Allie Matthews. As a mom and an educator, my love for the Westport Library continues to grow. One of my favorite memories is taking my girls to pick out books. We would literally spend the entire day reading, exploring, discovering all that the library had to offer, and my girls never wanted to leave. We are so lucky to have this library in our town. It is truly a gift. Please show your love for the library today.
Out of a seamstress, a great queen was made, as kind and wise as she was strong and brave.
Yay! Is it nap time?
Not quite. Why don't you read me a story first?
Oh! I have a good one. This is based on a true story. Once upon a time, there was a steel company executive named Bud Siegel. He worked hard and invested well and rose through the ranks. But when Bud drifted off to sleep at night, it wasn't steel he dreamed of. It was Legos. Once upon another time, there was another man. He was a very successful restaurant entrepreneur, owner of 50 McDonald's. Then one day, both of them moved to Westport.
Push it to the limit, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it, yeah, I'm in it to win it. I swear to God, I ain't gonna stop till I'm ballin' like Russell Simmons.
Are you by yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wait a second.
Huh? What do you think?
Welcome to Bud's Lego World.
Hey, I tell you, this is an amazing display. How many Legos do you have here?
Well, right now I've got 264,000 pieces.
264,000 pieces. You know, is there a way I could maybe jump in and help you make some of this stuff? And
I knew this was going to happen,
Oh,
Chris,
come on.
so I got you a starter kit.
Oh.
Here, why don't you move your lunch out of the way?
Oh, look at what I got.
There you go.
Look what I got. My God, look at this. Now, where do we start with something like
First,
this?
you open the package.
Oh, all right, that's easy. And dump them?
Dump them on the table.
Oh, here we go. Great.
Oh, look, you got an airplane, Chris.
Oh, he's mixed in already.
Yep.
So I got one project finished. That's nice.
No, you got to put a canopy on it.
Oh,
And we got a little thing here, and we got a person, and we have a dog. I think that's a dog, yeah. Let's eat.
Good idea.
You realize that there's over 400 billion Lego bricks in the world, and that's 10 times higher than the moon.
But did you know that McDonald's restaurants feed 68 million people every day?
Do you realize that Lego makes over 400 million tires a year, which makes them the largest tire manufacturer in the world?
But did you know that McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers every single second?
Did you know there's 86 Lego bricks for every person on Earth?
Enough of this. Did you know that I built the Westport Library Forum?
Yes, I knew that. And did you know Roz and I built the Westport Children's Library?
Yes, Bud. We both have a passion for this wonderful library here in Westport.
Chris, I agree with you 100%. Please make any donation you can. Thank you.
That's what's in my wallet.
And this is what's in my wallet.
Well, Bill, it must feel good to have the big library renovation project finished. I mean, this big, gorgeous open space, it's really nice, this atrium or whatever you want to call it.
David, it's called our forum. Weren't you at the ribbon cutting?
Oh, Bill, I'm so sorry. I had a thing that morning.
It was at night.
Yeah, I know. My thing ran long.
Well, you missed a fantastic event. Our governor, Ned Lamont, was there, and so was Jonathan Steinberg, our representative to the State House of Connecticut.
Wait, really? I find that so impressive. I mean, I think there should be more public servants like these guys. These are men of lofty ideals and a dedication to the purpose. These are men of stern mien and seriousness of their jobs. I mean, they uphold the Constitution.
Governor's office.
Hello? I'd like to order a large cheese pizza with anchovies.
This is Ned Lamont.
Ned Lamont? So that means you don't have anchovies? Why isn't there a clock in the library? Because it talks too loud. Hello, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, let him out. Why do birds fly south? Because it's too far to walk. Why did Johnny throw the clock out the window? What did the banana say to the dog? Why did the dinosaur cross the road? Hello, Ned. What you wearing? Why isn't there a clock in the library? Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Why did the dinosaur cross the road? Why isn't there a clock in the library?
Okay, and I think this one.
David,
I think
what's all this?
These. Oh, you know, I'm okay as a TV journalist, but imagine how much better it would be if I actually studied. So I thought, you know, maybe I'd read up on broadcast journalism during the pandemic time.
Well, that makes sense. Westport is the home of some broadcasting giants.
Yeah, like Craig Melvin. He's one of the co-hosts of the Today Show and a multiple Emmy winner.
Yeah, like him.
Hey there, Craig Melvin here from NBC News, MSNBC, the Today Show. I'm a proud Westporter, and one of my favorite parts about our town, the library, the Westport Public Library. I've got two small kids, and they practically grew up in the place. The classes on the weekends, the singing, the dancing, the reading. I have contributed to the library significantly over the years in just overdue fees alone. Our family is probably responsible for at least a third of the new wing. I digress. We love the library. It is probably the best public library I have ever been a part of, and I've lived in some other cities. But the library, in addition to our love, it needs our help as well. So please show your love for the library today. Your support will help the Westport Library provide more exceptional programming, nurture young minds, and encourage a love of lifelong learning across all generations. Step up.
Hi, my name is Amy Mandelbaum. My family and I, we've been a part of the Westport Library for years, and I have very fond memories of bringing my children to the library for story time, to take out books, on rainy Saturdays when we had nothing else to do and had to get out of the house. We've been to the Makers Fair several times. My son sang at a booked event 2 years ago with Justin Paul. You name it, we've had amazing experiences with the Westport Library. And this past year, I had the opportunity to perform in the Vagina Monologues with several women whom I'd never met before. It was a really beautiful night dedicated to bringing women's issues to light. And that's basically what the Westport Library offers to the entire community, which is a place to be heard, a place to express yourself, a place to explore the arts, education. It has amazing resources. So as you can see, I'm a big lover of the Westport Library and I support it. I hope you will too. Have a great night.
Hi, I'm Jeff Begaze. I spent a great deal of my childhood going to the Westport Library. In fact, it was part of the reason why my parents moved to Westport in the first place. I remember them saying, "We want you to take the minibus to the library as much as possible," and I did. So it has been an important part of my life, and I encourage you to support the library because whatever support you can offer is going to make a huge difference in someone's life.
David, what are you doing in our podcasting studio?
I'm editing audio. What do you think I'm doing? Here. Talking to this. Read this sentence. Here, ready? Go.
I'm not aware of giving any permission to underlings like you to be anywhere near the media studio. Okay, so what's this all about?
Okay, good. All right, hold on. Now. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Not aware of giving any permission. I'm not aware of giving any underwear. Very funny, David. Very funny. I think we'd better leave the editing to Mick Davey, who actually ran a filmmaking camp with the kids this summer. Let's take a look at what they did.
Hi, my name is Mick Davey, and I am currently in Istanbul, Turkey, in the back of a taxi on my way to the airport. I'm heading to Ukraine to shoot a film for National Geographic, and I had the great good fortune this summer to lead a documentary filmmaking workshop at the Westport Library, and it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I had such a great time bonding with the young students, all of whom were from Westport, and helping them craft their films, and they all did a really, really fantastic job. And we're going to show you a little piece of one of those films now, which has a really strong Westport theme. I hope you enjoy it.
Stand you for water or concrete.
Yeah, we're just loading stuff in the car and getting ready to go, but I'm a little nervous with how it's gonna go, so it should be interesting, but I guess we'll see. I would say it's more of a group than a club. Essentially just an amalgamation of people from around Westport, Connecticut, all come to Bering Hill Beach at high tide, and they all swim together, and they've known each other for years. For some, almost have known each other for decades. The high tiders, by their nature, are an elusive crew. We went over and met a few friendly faces from the club, and took a dip ourselves, but we had to really wait to hear the brilliant stories that they had to tell us until the next day that we came. And there we learned about the story of Vidal.
For years I'd hear these wild stories about Val Clay, who had had 4 husbands by the time she was 28. 3 of them had died, and she was bringing up 7 children or 8 children here in Westport. This Vidal was actually Val Clay. About 2-3 years ago, I'm getting to go into the swim. I'm sitting on this bench. She's tethered to her healthcare worker who's holding this big oxygen thing.
mean, that's the Vidal story. She knew that was her last day. She'd made a conscious decision that this will be the last day I'm coming here.
And they hobble across the beach. Her healthcare workers standing on the shore. She connected with a tube, and breathing in, tethered.
And then Vidal made a decision to stop eating. She said, I'm at my end, but she made sure she came here.
I hadn't been on this beach in 60 years, from the time I was 3 or 4 until I was 68. But when I did, the old woman who'd been friends with my mother and had probably dangled me on her knee when I was 2 years old was still here.
I'm sure you've heard the stories of some of the older people. The attachment to the beach is somewhat an attachment to, I'll say, another world. It's the cocoon, if you saw the movie, for a lot of these people. It's where they get their energy, their youth, their sense of relief from the rest of the world.
I spoke to Andrew later that day about the idea of Chronos versus Kairos in life. Andrew said that Chronos is living your life months or weeks or years at a time and experiencing it as a whole, as one experience. But then we moved on and talked about Kairos. And Kairos was more about living your life in every second exactly in the moment. And he said that is why people really come to the High Tide Club, is to experience living in this moment every second that they're there.
So I hope you enjoyed the High Tide Club. You can check out more of the documentaries that we made in the workshop by taking a look at the Westport Library website. The films are all posted there. And if you're feeling generous tonight, we'd like to run some more workshops over the winter, and any kind of contribution that you can make would be very, very gratefully appreciated. Thanks so much. I'm Mick Davey, and I hope to see you in Westport soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Lisa Newman. I am a longtime fan and frequent visitor to the Westport Library. I also serve on the RTM Library Museum and Arts Committee. My best memory of the library was before I even lived here in town. I would take my oldest daughter as an infant to enjoy the incredible children's programming and children's portion of the library, and thought that this was the type of town I had hoped to raise my family in. And it's one of the reasons that we eventually wound up here in Westport. So show the library some love. We need to support it and continue the incredible programming that brought my family here in the first place.
Hey everybody, I'm Renee Penny, and I just wanted to let you know why I'm gonna click today for the library. And that is, last year around this time, we had a beautiful Mix It Up tour. The library embraced the concept with open arms. It was a rock and roll art show. And then shortly thereafter, I got to participate as an actor in the Vagina Monologues. So 2 of the coolest things to happen pre-quarantine happened at the library. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Have a great night.
Harold Bailey here, Team Westport connected to the Westport Library, which is one of our critical partners. I'm both a presenter, a patron, and an avid supporter of this great resource. Please show your support for the Westport Library. Your support will help the Westport Library provide exceptional programming, nurture young minds, and encourage a love of lifelong learning across all generations.
Hey folks, I don't know about you, but it feels like it's getting to be time for bed. If you've already made a donation, thank you very much, we appreciate it. If you haven't made a donation, there's still time. So please click on that link and let me go to bed.
Well, that was fun. A lot of work, but also fun. I mean, so much work. You know what we should do next year as the Westport Library fundraiser? Not this.
I want to thank all of you for watching, especially our sponsors, the amazing Andrew Wilk, and all the members of our cast and crew for their time, generosity, and sense of humor.
And you want to know the best part? thanks to your generosity, the library has now raised enough money to keep the lights on. You can buy more of those musty things you keep in the basement, the books. Congratulations.
And I'd like to thank my co-host, David Polk, for ripping himself away from Netflix to help us out this evening. Thank you, David.
My pleasure. But not as much pleasure as you're about to have. We're going to send you into the night with a performance of one of Westport's shiniest jewels, the Staples High School Singers. Under the baton of choir master Luke Rosenberg, here are members of the Staples Orphenians performing John Lennon's Imagine. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Get up, get down, get that booty off the ground. Get up, get down, get that booty off the ground. Get up, get down, get that booty off the ground. Get up, get down, get that booty off the ground. Come on, get ready.
A hilarious job.
I don't know if it needed that, well, sorry.
No problem.
Let's do it one more time.
A show of shows. An evening.
So, let's go. Well, why don't we go to Jim now? Speaking from us.
Westport is an artist, writer's.
Did a filmmaking camp with kids this summer. Filmmaking to, wait, no. Got Miggs Burroughs to, was that the right Burroughs to participate.
Thing from USS Postage Station. Damn it!
Guy, in fact, I even got him to solicit letters of support. That's where I'm getting fucking tripped out. This next part, Bill Tavey is one of Winnie and Jessup Hall. Actually, it's called, it's not called that anymore. This restaurateur and owner of the Well, Kawani and Jessup Hall. Kawani and Don Memo. Victoria Khan, picture book and illustrator of the, okay, let's start that. I'll tell you what, it's no Ripple. I'll tell you what, it's no Mad Dog 2020. I'll tell you what, it's no Thunderbird. Tell you what, it's no Night Train. Tell you what, it's no Manischewitz. Tell you what, it's no Wild Irish Rose.
Here's your blooper reel montage.
Come on, baby, baby, baby.